Hey, another great day. We went through the Suez Canal today, and that's quite an experience if you've never done it. One of the things that we noted, because it's a long time since we went through in the daylight, last time we went through it was night, one of the things we noted was that they've built another channel. They've widened the Suez, so you go through quite a lot quicker, because for 21 miles of the Suez there are two channels now. They widened it quite substantially, so that means that convoys don't all have to gather to pass one another in one spot, although they still do that at the lake of Venice, I think they call it. And we hung around there for a little while, but actually we got through much quicker than we anticipated. I know I said I was going to try and do something while we were in the Suez, but we came out so early that the only reason we were just lying on the sunbed reading, and we only realised we were out of the Suez was when suddenly the ship speeded up and it was freezing. So we came out of the nice, calm, quiet, slow Suez into the Med. So the temperatures are all dropping now. It's quite an awakening, and we're just hoping that we get some decent weather for the rest of the trip. The bridge was quite stunning. We went through the Suez Bridge, which is quite an amazing feat of engineering. It's actually 2.4 miles long, the bridge. It's a structure that's built of steel and two massive pylons and cables, and it was really quite amazing to see. It's actually in the centre, it's 70 metres tall, so only ships of up to 68 metres is allowed to go through the Suez, because nothing bigger than that can get under the bridge. So we took some pictures, took a bit of video under the bridge, and I'll share some of that when I get back with some better internet. But yeah, that was quite interesting to see it. What's really fascinating about it though is that on one side it's all desert. I mean, totally desert. You walk, you can just see there's things going on, there's some buildings going on and stuff, but it's really just pretty much just desert. Whereas on the other side, on the port side, it's lush and green, and there are lots of houses, and there's a train track and all kinds of things like that. So it's like being in a whole different country, and yet it's not. It's the same country. It's connected by the bridge, and they have a ferry that goes across. The bridge is for vehicles, but we saw people getting on a ferry, walking onto a ferry to be ferried over to the other side. So at the moment I would suggest there's quite a lot of work going on the desert side, building work. It looks like a lot of construction's in process, and therefore the workers go across to that side, although there are some dwellings picking up there as well. So yeah, another day at sea tomorrow, so if I come on it will be just a very brief one, because it's not a lot to say when you're at sea, especially if the weather's not great, but I'll have a look and see what I can talk about. So yeah, Suez Canal, well worth it, well worth the trip. The bridge apparently was built into, or I don't know if it was built, but completed and opened. It's all right, one of the passengers. Hi. Was completed in 2002. But it's still a stunning piece of engineering, so that was really, really good. And of course, when you come out of the Suez at Port Said end, you've got the city there, Port Said, has got about 1 million people, and you've got some monuments along the way. So there's lots of interesting things that you can look at. But to be honest, getting near the rail was on the port side. I'm surprised the ship didn't tip over, because everybody was over the port side of the ship. So people were struggling to get in. And one of the things that's been quite disappointing for me on this trip is we do like to go out of the back of the ship on the 13th deck, at the back of the restaurant, and just have breakfast out there or lunch out there. And we've only been able to do that once. Every other day from early morning, it's been filled with people, and they're not people eating, they're people just out there sitting, which has been a bit of a disappointment. But in fact, this morning someone said that there were people out there at 4 a.m. because we were supposed to be leaving Suez at 4 a.m. So people got up and went and sat out the back there at 4 a.m. So I suppose if they get up at 4 a.m, they deserve the seat. But it's just for me, it was a little disappointing, because that's one of my favourite places on the ships. We hung out there quite a lot when we were on the Musica in May, and also on the orchestra. We always like going out there. So, but hey, there's still time, and if it's not so warm over the next few days, perhaps there'll be less people interested in sitting out there. So great. Well, thanks for joining us, and coming to you from the MSC Musica, which we're absolutely loving. We're just looking now to see where we're going to go after Christmas, because we've got our Christmas Emirates cruise booked with the family, and looking forward to that. And we're doing a Fjords cruise in September, but with yeah. But next year we'll be looking to do some more interesting cruises, and just love it. It's so nice now and again to bump into people that are really loving this cruise, because I've already mentioned there's a bunch of moaning minis on here who are never going to do MSC again ever, but and Alan keeps telling me off for kind of standing up for MSC, but it's nice. I've met quite a few people in the last few days that are just loving it, and they've already booked their next one. So see, it's all a matter of taste, and we love it. So enjoy, and if I can find something to talk about, I'll be on tomorrow. So bye, thanks for watching.